How do I control my breath while singing? Well, we kind of talked about this, Anna, but you want to go over some highlights there?
Sure.
Sure.
Make sure, I think from one of my favorite breathing tips is just to make sure that your breath is silent. A lot of people, and then that puts you in a really tight place and it makes you have a really shallow inhale. So more of a nice relaxed O-shaped breath as an inhale kind of goes down there into the lower part of your lungs, expands the diaphragm. And as you're singing, as you are actually singing, keep your diaphragm expanded. Wow, can't choose words today.
That's okay. What's a diaphragm, Kirsten?
Whoa, what's a diaphragm? Okay, so the diaphragm is the muscle that controls your lungs. So it's a little rainbow-shaped muscle underneath your lungs, and it goes downward as you inhale, and it goes up as you exhale. And actually, in most day-to-day life, we only use about 25% of our diaphragm's flex capacity. So it sounds like
flux capacitor. Yeah, like Back to the Future or something.
Right.
Work on my flux capacitor.
So yeah, usually it lives like, imagine this is an arch. I just can't do that with my forearm. But usually it does this, does that, does this, does that. Inhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So when you take that nice deep breath, it has a lot bigger to go. But then you try and keep it there as you exhale, and that's totally counterintuitive. We think that if our lungs are collapsing, that we need everything to collapse. But in fact, that's not true. In order to control your breath while singing, you need to keep that outward, and you need to keep it outward as long as you can. I mean, at some point, there's going to be a moment where it's going to have to collapse if you really are singing for a long time. But for the most part, keeping it outward as long as humanly possible, and making sure that breath is very consistent on its way out.
Yeah, and continuing that outward expansion is actually how you control the breath. Otherwise, it's just up here, right? You have no real control over it. But by maintaining that outward expansion, you inhale, you have that down and outward expansion of the diaphragm. And then as you start to exhale, you resist the temptation for that to come back up, right? You exhale slowly but surely. You continue that down and outward expansion, and that helps you moderate the airflow as you speak and or sing. And so in that context, that's how you control your air. That's how you, utilize breath control while singing. So.